Hello folks, welcome back to the What's a Skeet podcast. Today's guest is Sid Batty, a guy who turned knee surgery and a fresh start into a full-on self-improvement journey. He's built a community of 440,000 followers on Instagram and an impressive 190,000 followers on TikTok by keeping it real about mental health, growth and figuring life out. He's solo travelled across the world, played in the first FC Isle of Man squad, and even made it to the BAFTAs. Not your average 24-year-old, that's for sure. So let's get into this. What's the Skeet, Sid? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. It's been an eventful journey for you getting here.
It has. It's been a long, eventful journey. Yeah.
Going all the way up to Andreas.
Yeah.
To then come down here,
Well,
that is mad.
The funny thing was, so it's 45 minutes up from where I live to Andreas, and on the way down here, I drove back past my house, so it was just rubbing it in even more.
Disaster, really.
Honestly, it really was.
I mean, the weather's a disaster as well.
Yeah.
But how's things been going?
Good. The past few months have been a bit of a whirlwind, if I'm honest. But
Talk to me through where you're up to, what you're up to at the moment, at the present.
Yeah, so at the moment, I'm just kind of, I guess, fitting into this whole world of social media and content creation being my full-time job. I signed with a talent agency in March.
Right.
So I've only really been, it was since then that I could be like, okay, I'm going to treat this as my actual full-time job now.
Yeah.
So it's only really been 2 months, I guess, doing
okay.
it. So I'm still quite new to this being my job, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of focusing on figuring that out.
What's a talent agency?
So I don't know necessarily like the term, but
yeah.
it's like having a roster. So we've got like managers, and they call the content creators on their team, they call them talent.
Okay.
So I would be labelled as talent on their thing.
Right.
So I have like a talent manager.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it works.
And how do they sort of define what you do?
So the way it works is, so my management, and I speak to my manager pretty much every single day, and she'll just keep me updated with brand deals and kind of trips or any kind of brand she's speaking to that I'll do work for in return for obviously money or a trip away or things like that, like incentives. And they take a percentage of the payment. That's basically how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
And was that a bit of a, like you say, that now it's your full-time job, was that scary, would you say?
Yeah.
Is that a step that made you sort of nervous, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I started speaking to them end of February because it got to the point where brands were reaching out to me directly and over my personal email and stuff like that, and it was just getting a bit much to kind of do all the admin for it as well.
Yeah.
Alongside that, I've never negotiated with a brand to pay me before, so it was like having someone who's experienced to do that for me and get the best deal for me is kind of where they excel.
Yes.
I guess. So it was scary at the start because I was obviously worried, like, what if brands don't want to work with me, or because I'm sure you're aware with the content creation job, it's can be very unstable.
Yes, you don't really know where you are.
Exactly, it's very sporadic, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I think one of the first things my manager said to me, she said, "We're a team now. Their job is to make me do this as my job." So I think that kind of gave me a bit more comfort in the sense that they weren't going to let me not get any deals, or they were going to keep it moving so that I could do this as my job. If that makes sense.
It's almost letting go and sort of giving the trust to them in a sense, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of just sit around and
that
wait.
Would be tricky.
Yeah,
that would be tricky.
It's very tricky at the start, yeah.
And then you sort of have to navigate it in a way that you still want to do what you want to do and not let them fully control you.
Yes, yeah. So they don't sign anything off without me. It'll always be they'll ask me if I want to do this. They'll say, "I've got this deal for you. Do you want to do it?" And then I sign the contract myself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I still have that level of control to it.
Yeah,
it's more nice. They kind of take away all the. I mean, the agency's called Outreach, so their whole job is to outreach to brands about me and all their other talent.
Yeah, they're like the middleman.
Yes, pretty much. That's a good way of looking at it.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
And I'd like to start this really taking it back to where this all began,
yeah.
Sid.
Yeah.
I think that you've been on a bit of an interesting journey, my friend, and I'm very keen to sort of hear where it all started, this social media. I mean, I've done a bit of research myself, and it all stems back to a knee surgery, I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me through that stage of or period of your life.
Yeah. So it was September 2022. No, 2023. September 2023. And I'd basically just finished my second year of university, and I guess I was playing for FC Isle of Man, and I was starting a game down at the bowl.
Yeah.
And my parents come down to watch, and as I was warming up, I had a shot and my knee basically exploded. I think it's the best way of putting it. You know, I was in absolute agony, and I was like crying on the pitch and stuff. It was like horrible because I kind of knew that was kind of it in my head, because I've had injury problems growing up since I was like 15, 16 playing football. So when that happened, I was like, right, I think that's probably it.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that was September 2023. By January 2024, I had the surgery on my knee, and I was told it was going to be a 12 months rehab. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a nightmare.
Yes, it was. It was pretty horrible. I've got the dates wrong, actually. It was the year before.
2022.
So 2022 is when I did it.
Yeah.
2023 January I had the surgery. 2024 January is when my rehab finished. So obviously,
2-year journey.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Damn.
And obviously, when you get told that, and being a footballer was my dream my whole life. But I kind of thought, okay, this is my excuse to kind of do something positive with it. So I created the fitness account as my rehab account, not only to like maybe make something of it, but I never thought it would get to this. It was more a case of, if I've got somewhere to post everything I do, I'm more likely to hold myself accountable to do it.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
I started posting my rehab journey, grew to about 2,500 followers after about 6 or 7 months. And then by the November 2023, I had about 4,000 followers.
Yeah.
Signed my first contract with the brand with My Protein as like a student ambassador.
Okay.
Because by that point, I was well into my rehab, and I was going to the gym properly, doing upper body and all of that, not just
hitting it hard.
Yeah, not just leg stuff. And I was in the gym before that, don't get me wrong, but it was kind of that period where I properly got into it in content creation. So yeah, and then I had about a 3-month period where videos started going viral, like fitness videos, gym videos, and I grew to about 50,000 followers in the next 2 months. So it was
big jump.
Yeah. So
what was that big jump like, Sid?
At the start, it was pretty crazy, and what I didn't realize was having a lot of followers doesn't necessarily get you to do it as a full-time job. I always thought that having a lot of followers means that brands are always gonna want to work with you. Right. Doesn't necessarily work like that.
And how does it work then?
You need your followers to be interested in you and engaged with you, not necessarily what you do. Because if someone's engaged with you and who you are, they're more likely to listen to what you say when you advertise a brand and things like that. And I think that's why I'm so careful on working with brands that I want to work with and brands I like. I don't just want to promote crap to people.
Align, man,
oh, completely.
And I mean, what were you thinking when you got told that? You thought, oh God, 12 months to get this knee fixed?
Oh, it's horrible,
mate. That must have been. I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, my dad, to be fair, was really good. He said, if you get it done now, then by next Christmas you'll be fine. Whereas if you wait longer, especially when I'm 22, 23 years old, or sorry, 21, 22, then it's like they're like some of the best years of your life.
Yeah.
If I wait even longer or don't have the surgery itself, then I'll just be in pain for longer than that. Right. So that's kind of how I looked at it. I was like, okay, 12 months time, I'll be completely fine.
Okay. And then when did that sort of start? You talk about mental health journey.
Yeah.
When did that start really? Because would it sort of align with the time when you hurt your knee? Is that when the start of mental health started to really come into your life more?
Yeah, I think it first started to deteriorate a little bit when I was 18, 19.
Right.
And that was during COVID, or just before the start of COVID. And I was on a gap year working on the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even really a thing that caused it. It was kind of just a build up over time, and then one day it all just kind of got a bit too much, and spoke to my dad and put me into therapy. So my work were really good, and they let me go to a therapy session every week. And,
nice.
So that really helped, and that helped me understand what I had. But this was way before I even considered starting social media at all.
Right.
So
how do you find social media affects your mental health, mate? Because it can be quite.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't post anywhere near to the standard that you do, but do you ever get nervous and sort of anxious about posting stuff on
every
there?
single time? Every single time.
It's not something that goes away, is it?
No.
Like when I post these, I still feel nervous. I'm like, am I really doing the right thing here?
Yeah. I think it's something that just comes with the job, because I mean, I used to get nervous posting to 5,000 people, and that's 5,000 followers. So maybe 1,000 might see my story, or 2,000 might see a post, and now it's like tens of thousands or sometimes millions that might see things. So it is, every time you post, it is, I do check things over, and with my mental health, my OCD kind of, it's a blessing and a curse in a way, because it makes sure that I'm such a perfectionist that I want the videos to be as perfect as they can be. But by the same token, I check things over and over and over again, and then that itself gets a bit mentally draining. You know?
OCD?
Yes.
Right, okay. And how does that affect you then when it comes to posting? So you repeatedly check and check and check how things are doing?
Yeah, so what I didn't understand before I got diagnosed was how complex OCD can be. So it's not just checking things over and over again. It's like the fact sometimes I wouldn't check a video because in my head constantly every single day, if I check, then it's not going to get as many views, or it's not going to do this. And then, yeah, it's like half my brain's thinking stop being an idiot, and the other half's thinking the what if side of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of comes with it, and also stuff like, are people going to unfollow me every day, and am I going to go down, or are people just going to randomly stop caring about me one day? So that's all part of the obsessive compulsive disorder.
Right, Sid, that's pretty in depth, that, man.
Yeah, I suppose it affects me more in day-to-day life over the years than it has social media, but there's aspects of it that come with the social media job. Yeah.
And it can sometimes be increased, can't it? Do you set yourself a standard for each post then? So do you in your head have something that, right, it's got to hit this for me to be happy with it?
Yeah, I suppose there is that element, but with the OCD kind of side of it, and I think this is more just social media in general, not just OCD.
Yeah.
But I always have to keep moving the goalposts, right? So when I maybe had a few thousand followers, if a post got 10,000 views, I'd be like, yeah, it's a brilliant post. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now, if it doesn't get like 100,000 views in a day, or 12 hours, I'm like, oh, it's a terrible post.
Really?
You know, yeah, and that's not necessarily OCD. That's just a social media thing.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's one of the reasons social media is very toxic. But yeah, it's
how do you even navigate that?
Well,
'cause it is toxic, isn't it? But I mean, is it really a place that you want to be if it's toxic?
So I get that, but I also think I know what difference I can make in the world by what I do. So that caveat of it being toxic for me, I can look past that when I get messages from people and people tell me and comment how much I inspire them or things like that, or I've inspired them to do this or to do that, or I've helped them, or my videos make them smile, or things like that. Then I can completely look past the toxicity in my head. If that makes sense.
That makes.
As in,
does make sense.
Yeah, like it's still there, but I just don't let it affect me.
Yes. Yeah, and do you find those people reaching out to you? Does that make the job worthwhile?
Completely. I mean, a video going viral is all well and good, but ultimately that is just a number on a screen.
Yes.
Right. I'll forget about it. I mean, I've had lots of videos get millions of views.
Yeah.
I've forgot about them. You know, I'm focused on the next video that might get 1 million views. Right.
Yeah.
When someone is messaging you from a real person from their heart, typing you a message, that is like makes it all worth it, because that's like a person-to-person interaction. It's not just a number on a screen. It's not just a like. It's not just a view. It's an actual person taking the time out of their day to send me a message. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what gets me a lot.
Yeah, makes you tick. Almost makes it all worthwhile. Because I mean, the amount of effort you put into it must be insane, and that leads me nicely onto the little duck you got there.
Yes.
Right now, explain the reason with what's going on here.
So
why have you got a teddy duck?
So it was like you said, during my knee surgery rehab.
Yeah. And we went down a tangent there.
Yeah. So about 4 or 5 months in, it would have been 4 months in, so it was May 2023, and it was getting a bit difficult for me at university mentally, and one of my best friends said to me one day, like, let's just go to town, and I was at uni in Loughborough.
Yeah.
So it's a very small town. We just walked down to the shops, and I kind of just bought something to make myself feel better, kind of like symbolise like a new beginning, or every time I look at that, just think the reason you got that was to remind you that everything's going to be okay no matter what you're going through. So buy that as like a symbol of that. Whenever things are going hard, just look at the duck and remember the reason you got it, kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, just lived in my room at university for about 1.5 years before I went travelling.
Just chilling.
Yeah, just on his own. And I used to, when friends came around, I used to like hide him so I didn't have to explain.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't want to explain why I just had a teddy duck in my room.
But why a duck?
It was just, I just saw it on the table. The shop had a table full of like different teddies.
Yeah.
And I just saw the duck and I thought, yeah, I want that one.
Now it's a niche, isn't it? Really.
Now it's
People
my
love
whole.
that duck.
Yeah. He's like an icon.
Yeah, he is an icon.
Yeah, and like I say, he was in my room for a year and a half, didn't leave, and then when I went solo travel, I brought him with me because same kind of reason, but he also acted as like a close to home kind of reminder as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Has it really made you come in touch with your emotions a little bit more?
Yes, and it's also helped me mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I speak to people in public now so much more openly, and I've got such a more open mind than I did a few years ago in terms of my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let it affect me as much.
Because you speak about it.
Because I've been so open on social media about it, and I've seen so much support and people also relate to it as well. That's also helped me. And I suppose because social media is my job now, I've kind of had to push through the barrier a little bit.
Yeah, you've got nothing to hide now,
Exactly.
man, have you?
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
whole life's on there.
Yeah. So I kind of think, as I've got older and as I've started to understand what's my mental, I don't want to call them problems, but things that I've had mentally, as I've understood them.
Oof. Hills that you climb.
Yeah. As I've tried to understand them more, I've kind of just stopped letting other people's opinions dictate my life, which is why when I go to film content or go travelling, I will just have him in my bag walking around in public, and I know people stare at me.
Yeah.
Sometimes people look and smile, and that makes me smile because I know what they're thinking. But
what are they thinking?
Well, when they look and smile, they probably just think it's cute, like the duck.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of people who I see that stare at me and stuff. And
have you had much hate for it?
I've had a little bit. I think I've been quite. It's been quite little in the sense that I've came to terms of realising that if someone hates on what I do, they're probably not a very good person. You know, you can not like me.
Yeah.
You can not like me. You can not like what I do, but to physically write a hate comment or send me hate, then that just shows me you're probably not a good person. I wouldn't want you in my community anyway if you don't like it.
Yeah, no, I think that is a good way to look at it, because at the end of the day, everyone's in their own lane, aren't they?
Exactly.
Worry about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about hating on others. And just because you have a stuffed teddy doesn't mean you deserve a hate comment.
I know.
Have you ever washed him?
Yes, so I actually washed him for the first time recently.
How on earth would you go back? Did you put him under the sink and give him a scrub or something?
No. So there's a company called Love Before,
right,
and they basically take in stuffed animals. People will donate them stuffed animals that they would otherwise throw away or go to landfill, and they will restore them and then sell them.
You didn't get him restored. Did you restore him?
No, I didn't. So I didn't restore him completely, but the CEO of that company got in touch with me and wanted to wash him. And I thought about it for a while. Posted a video asking my audience whether I should wash him or not.
What did they say?
I think they were more on the side of wanting to wash him because he was very, very dirty, I should say.
Do you sleep with him?
No.
Do you cuddle him in
no.
bed and kiss him night out? No,
not at all. No, I don't sleep with him. He just sits on the side somewhere in my room.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Staring at you.
Yeah. I don't sleep with a teddy. That's not the reason I got him.
It wouldn't bother me if you did.
No, I know, and I'm well aware a lot of people do, but
yeah,
I personally just don't sleep with a teddy. No.
I mean, each to their own.
Yeah.
Is there many people doing what you're doing though? When it comes to sort of stuffed toys and things, stuffed teddies, is that just a niche that you've sort of captured? Do you think?
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do it.
No,
and I mean, when I first started doing it, it was kind of, I don't know, I was a fitness account, like I say, with my knee surgery, and I grew.
That's what interests me.
Yeah, so I grew that account after. It would have been nearly 2 years since the surgery. I grew that account to about 75,000 followers from fitness, and I was so pleased with that. Like that is a lot of followers for a content creator account. And I was buzzing, you know. If someone told me that when I started I had 75,000 followers, I'd think, you're joking, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then I went solo traveling, and I realised while I was solo traveling, it's very difficult to make fitness content because I'm not doing fitness, right? And I went solo traveling to solo travel.
Yeah. That's a challenge.
I didn't go solo traveling to go to the gym every single day. I wanted to experience life and new things. I didn't want to have the burden of you have to go to the gym every single day still. And then got to Australia, Sydney, 23rd of December, and I thought I'd tell everyone about the stuffed duck that I travel with, because I've been to Japan with him in October last year.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was incredible. I would recommend anyone listening or watching, I'd highly recommend just do it at least once in your life.
To Japan
and interrailing.
Where's the best place you've been, Sid? That's a good. That's a hell of a question, actually.
I would say the place I always want to go back to is Lake Bled in Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Ljubljana in Slovenia was the best city I've been to, and I wasn't even meant to go there.
Why?
It wasn't on my list to go.
But why does that make it the best?
Because Lake Bled, I don't know if you ever heard of Lake Bled.
No,
It is
definitely not.
unbelievable. I can show you a picture if you want to see Lake Bled.
Really?
Do you want to see a picture?
Yeah, go on then.
It is the best place on earth.
What? Like, I've done a bit of travelling around Europe and been to New Zealand and Australia and things like that, but what draws you back to a place?
I think genuinely it's just a feeling I have when I'm there. I don't know if that might be affected by other things, what's going on in my life, you know, kind of like if you're going through a bad time, you might negatively associate a place with that time.
Yes.
I guess when I was interrailing, it was the first kind of period of me going solo travelling. So I had that kind of new feeling, and in my head it was
buzz.
kind of buzz is a good word to describe it. And then this place,
Let me have a skeet at this. Ooh,
yeah,
what the? This is an island in the middle of a lake.
and I think it's a church.
A church in the middle of a lake.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of those photos,
That's mad.
yeah,
Would you go back?
I'd go back every single day if I could.
Just to see a lake and a church in the middle? But something like that, those memories, mate, are what makes it special. You can go anywhere in the world, but if there's no memory or positive thought behind the spot, like people be crazy that you gone to Australia.
Yeah,
But actually, it's a lake which is beautiful.
it's beautiful, and it takes about 4 hours to walk around, and there's loads of different viewpoints. And one of the reasons it's also so special, when I go back for my camera roll, I think one of the first pictures I took of Quack when I was solo travelling was a viewpoint of that lake.
Wow.
Yeah. So it kind of got that.
Interesting.
It's kind of got
I would
that
never
bit.
have expected that.
Yeah.
And what was the most? Have you had? Oh, now, talk to me about the most crazy experience you've had when you're travelling. You must have had some crazy sights seen, because, I mean, I could tell you a couple about myself, but you do see some strange shit when you're travelling.
You definitely do. I mean, the most difficult one I've had, and this is quite stressful, I went to an island in Australia, on the west coast of Australia, called Rottnest Island.
Right.
And it's, do you know what a quokka is?
A quokka.
Yes.
Remind me.
It's like kind of like a mini kangaroo.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know them, and they always smile.
Yes, yeah.
So I went to an island full of quokkas. I'm going around the island, and and you go on the bus, and it takes you around the whole island. It's quite small. And at the end, I wanted to get a photo of my duck with a quokka.
Right.
So I put it on the floor, didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, this quokka starts to kind of grab the duck and try and, you know,
eat him.
Not eat the other.
Shag.
Yes. So tried to do that. I was trying to do that, and I'm obviously there like, oh my god, this is my career at the moment.
Yeah.
This thing could like ruin like what I'm trying to do with everything.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get it back, and it's illegal to touch the quokka. So I'm there kind of thinking, and my boat back was in 15 minutes. So I'm there like, if this thing runs off with the duck, then I'm staying on this island overnight.
What do you do?
I managed to.
Duck's trying to get fucked by a
yeah, I don't know what was going on.
By a little kangaroo.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Mate, that's madness.
It's the most stressed I've ever been in my life.
Really?
Genuinely.
You felt the whole career on the line?
Yes, yeah, because I was kind of just starting at that point. It was just starting to take off a bit at that point. I just got 100,000 followers. And it was just kind of, the snowball was kind of rolling. But I mean, the video ended up getting 1 million views.
Did you film it getting?
Yeah, so my content creator head was like, you know what, just film this, because if something really bad happens, at least I've got a video out of it. You know, it's not. Okay. So I was like, just film this, and I went over, tried to get it back, and what I was doing was like distracting the quokka with like one hand, and the other hand, as it was like turn, I would try and take it. He was very quick, unfortunately.
Was there any other people there?
3 of my friends that I went to the island with, they were just watching and laughing. While I was stressed.
So that duck's seen some action.
He's seen a lot of action, unfortunately. Yeah.
Bloody hell! Any other real memories that spring to mind?
Traveling.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Experiences, man.
Yeah, I think
general experiences that really interest you.
The best one I've had was, I would say one of the islands in Thailand. Have you ever been to Thailand?
I've been to Bali, so I know the feeling of Asia, but I've not been to Thailand.
The southern islands in Thailand are the best. Some of the best places I've ever been.
Really?
There's like 3 I went to: Koh Samui, Koh Tao, and Koh Phi Phi, and they are just incredible. You wake up, you're next to a beach, weather's hot, everything's kind of cheaper, and the vibe there is just immaculate because everyone you meet that's also from Europe or the UK or just traveling there, and everyone's there for the same reason. They just want to, you know, you're with people that
Oops.
you know, you're with people that are on your kind of level and wavelength, so automatically there's a connection, and it's just very easy to make friends.
Do you stay in hostels there?
Yeah, I stayed in hostels the whole time.
How did you find hostels?
Oh God, some were better than others.
Ooh,
When I was in Bali,
I'm not sure if I like hostels.
yeah. Now that you mentioned Bali, I think it was my first night, or no, it would have been my first night in this different hostel in Bali. Did you go to Canggu?
Yes.
So I was in Canggu, which is like the party place in Bali.
Yeah.
And I met these two Scouse boys, and they were like proper on, like going out, hitting it heavy, and
big time.
Yeah, and I was I was going up for a run with someone in the morning at like 7 a.m. So go to sleep. I get woken up at like 2 a.m. by these two Scouse boys coming back, and one of them starts shagging someone in the bed next to me.
Nice.
For
bloke or a woman?
Solid. Judging by the sounds, I think it was a woman, but you know, you can never be too sure though.
Yeah.
That must have lasted about 30 to 40 minutes.
Rough.
And I'm trying to sleep.
That's rough.
Yeah, you think that's rough? So that finished, and then this German couple
Oh no.
go into the bathroom, start shagging in the bathroom. I know. and then they turn the shower on, thinking it'll drown out the noise. No, I could just hear both.
Oh no.
This was straight after the other guy had finished. So it was like an hour and a half solid, nearly, of just, yeah. And it got to there was a French fella in the bed below me.
Oh no.
And honestly, the worst part wasn't even the fact they were having sex. It was understand it, whatever. People get drunk and all that.
Yeah.
After they'd finished, these two German people, they got back into their bed and just started having a full blown conversation, like me and you are now, like that kind of level of noise at 3 a.m. That's what really, really got to me. And the French guy said it before me. He just goes, I just started shouting at them.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta I think people have to have a level of respect in hostels, don't they? They're a strange environment.
Yeah.
You have to sort of respect each other in a certain sense. I had a funny experience in a hostel in Barcelona, and there was this big fella, and I'm okay with that, absolutely fine, but I've never heard anyone snore. You know when you have a really loud snore in a hostel?
Yeah.
And they're just taking the roof off the place, and you think to yourself, if you don't shut up there, I'm going to give you a right good kick.
Yeah.
It's just, people have to sort of get on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really makes you grow when you travel.
Oh, completely. And
you learn things, don't you?
Yeah. I actually had a funny story about, I say snoring, I had a level above that. Ooh. When I went to Japan. When you go to Japan isn't the place for people who've just graduated and go solo traveling, right? Japan's a place where people want a career break, or they want a few weeks off from work, or so they'll go to Japan and kind of just chill out for a bit. Yeah. I was a bit different. I had 2 weeks before doing a High Rocks. So I did a High Rocks in Birmingham. I had 2 weeks free, and my dad was like, I'll just go to Japan. Like, why not? So I thought, you know what? I had some savings. I was like, let me just go to Japan. One of the first hostels I went to, guy comes up to me and goes, oh, by the way, he's in my room. By the way, I have night terrors. And I didn't know what this was. I was like,
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, it's all right. So what it is middle of the night, it's like a nightmare come to life. So you live out your nightmare, like shouting stuff.
Oh, hell no.
Like loads of swearing and like someone's attacking you in your sleep and you're like shouting at everything you're saying. Right? So I wake up at 6 a.m. to this, and for the first few seconds, I'm like, what on earth is this?
Is he scrawking at the top of his voice?
He's screaming, swearing, thinking like someone's going to kill him and all that in his sleep. And so obviously I knew quite quickly what was going on. The woman below me in the bed had absolutely no idea, so she's fearing for her life at this point.
Whilst he's going mental.
Yeah. She's fearing for. I could hear her go like, "What the fuck?" like under her breath. And I'm there, just like.
How do you approach that?
And I'm just pissing myself laughing.
Did you wake him up?
No. He just carries on sleeping after. And
I
am pissing myself with laughter because this woman is so scared. I know what's going on.
Oh,
but yeah. So
that is an experience that not everyone gets.
It was different.
That is 100% different.
Yeah, and
most people are used to sleeping by themselves. That's why the hostel's so strange.
Yeah, but I suppose after the experience I've had, I've kind of just learned to okay, this is what I paid for. This is what I'm in, and I just try and make the most of it. You know, getting to know new people. And I met so many people while I was traveling in hostels that I never would have met before, and people I still stay in contact with today.
Really? You've made some lifelong friends.
Yeah. I'd say so. There's another crazy one. This was in Perth, in Australia, and I was absolutely knackered. So I have a nap, afternoon nap, and I wake up, open the blinds, and there's like a common area outside the hostel, and there's a girl sat there just on her phone. And as I open the blinds, I see her phone. She's watching a TikTok that I posted the day before. And I'm there like, what is it? What is this third world experience, or out of world experience, should I say, that's going on? I'm just like, I open the blinds and there's a girl just sat watching a TikTok, has no idea that I'm here. I knock on the window, go, oh my God, that's me.
What did she say?
And we look at each other and she looks at her phone and she goes, what the fuck?
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden start talking then?
Yeah. So I went outside and we were just chatting, and then we ended up like just going out and then to the shops, got some food and
cruising. Yeah,
we were just chatting. That was such an out of body experience.
That's surreal.
Yeah, I couldn't even explain what was going on. It was such a weird feeling, like, because you know what TikTok's like. You just watch a video, scroll. Yeah. The timing was so perfect to me waking up from a nap to her being on that video.
Strange things happen, mate.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on a bit of a roller coaster now? This has started and you just sort of, where do you think it's going to go?
I have no idea. I mean, if someone told me 6 months ago that I'd be sat here with combined nearly 700,000 followers, I'd be like, I call them a psychopath. I'd say, hey, go to a mental hospital. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because in December 23rd, I had 75,000. I hadn't posted about my duck, still doing the fitness stuff. Yeah. And then hit 100,000 mid-February, 200,000 mid-March, 300,000 mid-April, 400,000 mid-May. So it's just been absolutely overwhelming.
Grew very quick, from 100,000.
Yeah, and I think that's why you say it's a niche. Yeah. I think that's also why it happened so quickly, because it's kind of like a feel-good niche, I feel like, and that's kind of the response I get. Yeah. My videos kind of make people feel something.
Do you think there's more women or men that follow you now?
Oh, there's more men now. More women now. There used to be more men.
Surely fitness is more men or man driven, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think because you can check your analytics, your ratios. Yeah. So I had about 60-40. Men to women when I did fitness. Yeah. Now, I've not checked it in a while, but it was about 65-35 women to men.
Why do you think that is?
I think I do think it's part of the stigma, and I think the mental health stigma is very much, the men's mental health especially, is still a new thing in comparison. I mean, if you go back 100 years, men were just like work in the factories, you provide for your families, and since then it's kind of, the world's changed. Okay. I think men are being more open. It's a slow and gradual process. Yeah. But I do think that's why my stuff resonates with women at the moment a lot more. And don't get me wrong, I still get a lot of men send me messages and tell me I helped them. But I think women are also a lot more open to sending me messages and telling me, because they're more likely to open up about their emotions still at the moment.
How do you deal with that then, right? If people are messaging you that you don't know anything about. Yeah. How can you sort of comfort them? Because that isn't really what I'm used to. Like, I'm not used to that sort of thing.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Do you just say, "Oh, I'm really sad. I'm so glad you reached this new milestone"? Or
yeah, it's more just when people send me a message, they kind of pour their heart out to me about. A lot of it is trauma dumping. A lot of it, they kind of feel comfort in sending me messages or opening up to me when they might not with their friends and family. Yeah, and I kind of understand that. So what I'll do is I'll read their messages, understand what they say, and try and give advice as best I can. But I'm not qualified to give mental health advice at all. I can only speak from my experiences and what I know and what I've been through.
And you're not a woman either, so women are reaching out.
Yeah.
You're sort of a bit like, well, what do I do?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is like, I mean, some of them kind of hit really close to home. I mean, I had a mum message me and she said that
a mum, okay,
a mother, and I get quite a few, and she told me that because of me, I've inspired her to go solo traveling for her mental health, and she's bringing her daughter's teddy with her daughter's ashes in, so she can show her the world. Oof. And every time I say that story, I get goosebumps. Oof. Every single time. Yeah, it's pretty hard hitting.
That's hefty, bro.
Yeah, and I was tearing up reading it. It's a lot of stuff like that, and a lot of mothers a lot of mothers will message me and say that their sons suffer with similar things that I suffered with, or still do to an extent, and they show them my videos and my content, or that it's okay to have their teddy, and it's not necessarily not as manly or whatever to have a teddy, and it helps them, it helps the children, and that stuff makes me feel so good about what I do. Yes. Having someone tell me that they've changed aspects of their life and been more comfortable with aspects of their life because of videos I post online. That's something I wouldn't be able to fathom, you know.
No, do you get many people from the Isle of Man reaching out to you, bro?
I had a few.
Like, do people actually know you're from the Isle of Man?
I've not actually I've not done a big post about it.
Are you thinking of? Do you really want to align yourself with the Isle of Man?
Yeah, it's more. I don't necessarily know if I want to attach myself to a certain place. I'm going to do a video explaining, like, by the way, this is where I grew up, and I plan on doing a whole video being like, by the way, I did grow up on an island, and this is what it's like, and this is what I had to deal with, and all of that. Because I'm sure you're aware, on the Isle of Man, there is still, unfortunately, a bit of sometimes a small island mentality, especially in the general public.
Something that can occur,
That I have experienced that as well.
In what way?
Just on, like, nights out sometimes. You kind of... people saying things and kind of just saying things to get attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that upset you?
Yeah, it does, because obviously all I try and do is try and have a positive impact on people's lives. So when you get sometimes certain people doing things purely for attention or to try and get a reaction out of me, it's not very nice. But it is what it is. I mean, that comes with what I do, and having a following, I understand that comes with it, especially when I come back to the island.
Yeah.
And I think it's more on nights out especially, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a celebrity. I don't go and get mobbed at all. It's more just kind of, if I go to a really busy place, there will sometimes be eyes on me, or you see people like looking or like whispering to each other, like all that or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere near on the scale as you, but it happens to people because it's such a small community. If you do have following here, it does happen.
And the alcohol as well, which is why nights out, it's probably what's the word? It's probably enhanced on nights out.
Yes, people get a bit funny. Completely. Bro. People do get a bit funny. And does that make you... Do you feel anxious going out on the Isle of Man?
Yeah.
Because you're worried about what people think?
Yeah. It's not because it's what people think. It's more that I just know if I go on a night out now, there will be people who will know what I do and kind of thing.
Is that a problem, though?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a problem, but it still gives me anxiety. You know, sometimes you get people like mentioning the duck, or when I'm just on a night out with my friends, you know, just making comments, and it's not necessarily negative comments, but it is just kind of like that just reinforces anxiety. You know, the fact that people do know, people are looking at me, kind of thing.
Yes.
And like, it's not to any sort of celebrity level or whatever. It's like,
well, I mean, you're a pretty big deal, but like you got quite a big amount of people following what you're doing. It's not necessarily a celebrity.
Yeah.
But like going to the BAFTAs is a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And that was unreal. That was such an incredible experience. And I saw there was a news article. I spoke to Isle of Man today. Yeah. They did a news article on it.
Yeah.
And it was actually after that where I got quite a few DMs from people saying, I didn't know you were from the Isle of Man, and that kind of thing. And even like people my family knew.
Really?
Would message my family and be like, I didn't know this was your son or your brother, or
right.
Which is pretty crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it does come back to the Isle of Man being such like a small community, like you say, especially with social media, and when people try and do something new. I'm sure you've experienced it. When people try and do something new,
I feel you 100%.
You do kind of feel like there's always eyes on you and what you're doing, whether it's from friends or people you don't even know.
Definitely.
You know, so
definitely
that kind of comes into the anxiety side of it.
Do you feel like you could, like, making people aware of your being from here just allows people to hopefully support you more?
Yeah.
Was that? It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you sort of wonder, is the Isle of Man the place for you? Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tricky.
I think also having the Isle of Man is brilliant in the grand scheme of things. In terms of the majority of my followers aren't from the Isle of Man.
Whereas mine are, I think.
Yeah. So they either haven't heard of it, or I shouldn't really need to care what people from the Isle of Man necessarily think if they think negatively.
Yes.
Because the majority of people that follow me are from another place and think positively. So that kind of helps.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, that kind of helps me kind of reinforce the notion that if people think negatively of what I do on the Isle of Man, I'm not really that bothered, you know? But it does also, on the other end of it, when someone from the Isle of Man tells me they love what I do, it makes it a bit extra.
Yes.
So
it resonates to home.
Exactly. So it's kind of two sides of it. But yeah, that's kind of. I do plan on also, like I say, doing a video explaining about where I grew up, about the Isle of Man, because not to necessarily gain a following from the Isle of Man, more to kind of tell people that don't know of it or that maybe
Not
don't know where I'm from.
Not many people know of
No,
it, mate.
exactly, especially worldwide.
Oh, definitely
Yeah,
not.
so I think doing that would be quite a good thing, and that's what I plan to do over the next couple of weeks. So I am back home for the longest period I've been back home since I went travelling at the moment.
How long ago was it exactly since you went travelling?
So I went in November the 5th. I went to Thailand, Bangkok, and
2024.
Yes, and I got back middle of March, and I posted for the first time about my duck on December 23rd. So it's been about
Wow.
yeah.
Woohoo!
So it's only really been 6 months since I first.
Has that overwhelmed you?
Completely. I mean, when I first posted about it, the first video, like I said, I was a fitness account, right? So posting about a little mental health teddy you bring on your travels with you when you're a fitness account who does videos lifting heavy or posing or whatever, that was very, very scary. And I thought that I was going to have to delete that video the next day. So
that must have riddled you with that.
Yeah, I mean, when I first posted it, went off Instagram, didn't check for 20 hours. I remember it, 20 hours I didn't check. Because, like I say, the anxiety and the OCD didn't let me.
Yeah.
In a way, I just put it off, put it at the back of my mind, and just don't do anything with it. Just check it. And I went on Instagram 20 hours later, and I actually went on my private account because I tried to avoid it for as long as I could. Because I thought if I check the video and if the comments are cringy or it's not really got any views, then I'll just take it down because it's not worth it being up, kind of thing.
You think that you'd take a video down if it didn't do as well as you thought?
I've done it before, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the anxiety of just like, I don't want to post bad videos, and always trying to be that perfectionist.
One, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a tough one, that, because I mean I feel you there. You do. Everyone sets a benchmark and they want to achieve, and if they don't achieve it, you sort of.
Do you think you're a bit of a failure?
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I was dealing with a little bit.
But now being home, you can level yourself back on the ground and find out where you want to go next.
Exactly.
And that's what I really want to dig into. Sort of, we're coming to the end of the episode now, but I really want to see sort of. Obviously, you've got your, your management. And but what's next for Sid? What is next for Sid Batty and Quack, really?
I've got a few things lined up at the moment.
Yeah.
The main thing, well, obviously, I'm going to be home for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've not had a TT for years.
Gonna hit bushes.
Huh?
You gotta go to bushes.
Potentially, very potentially. You might see me in Quack in bushes.
Big bloody Quack.
But I'm working with Jet2.
Nice.
So they're flying me out to Malta.
Nice. What are you gonna do there?
Just kind of like not a brand trip because it's just on my own, but it's more just make content for Jet2 and kind of do like posts, and I'll say that Jet2 brought me here and that kind of thing. So it's like a brand deal, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're flying me out, paying for like flights, accommodation, all of that. I've just kind of got to focus on the job. I guess.
The job what's in hand, and that must make it tricky because you've done it for fun for so
long.
Yeah. Now do you feel pressure of actually having to do it as a job?
Yeah, I do. I call it work now. I have to treat it like work, and what I didn't realise was you get so much freedom. It's brilliant. And what I didn't realise was mentally it is a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
I was up editing a video last night at about 1 a.m.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they can switch off after 5 p.m. and kind of disassociate work to real life, but because my job is my real life, I can't disassociate, and that's kind of what I need to work on at the moment. So I'm still kind of,
you know that.
Yeah, I know that. I'm still trying to figure that out, kind of disassociating real life with work or social media, and hopefully get a place I'm looking at Manchester. So potentially
get away from the Isle of Man a bit.
Yeah, not necessarily get away from the Isle of Man, but kind of just be somewhere where it's easier for me if I want to go away or go to an event. I mean, the BAFTAs is a prime example, right? So I couldn't just wake up and get a train down to London on the day or the day before. I had to go over a couple of days before in case anything was cancelled.
Okay.
Right, and that comes at an extra cost. Yeah. And if a boat or a train's a long journey, or a flight to London's generally more expensive.
Yeah.
I can't just wake up and have the kind of stress-free of just, I'm here and I don't need to stress. I can drive, I can get the train.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the reason I'm going to move away. And content-wise, there is so much to do more in the UK.
Definitely.
I
struggled with that, mate.
Yeah, I could get the train down to London. I could, in Manchester, think, there's this place in London I want to go to. Let me get the train down there today.
Yes,
if I'm
very
here,
true.
I can't wake up in I can't wake up in
You go to
Onken.
Bright.
Yeah, I can't wake up in Onken and be like, yeah, let me just get a flight to London today. You just you just can't do that.
No, I completely get you there.
Yeah.
Sid. But before we finish, who's the craziest person you've seen at the BAFTAs?
Ooh, craziest person I saw Ant and Dec. They were below me. So what they do is they have a floor where we were guests of P&O Cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a floor, so it's like full of the social media, like the influencers, content creators, and kind of that level. And then the floor below is like the actual celebrities.
Yeah, big
So
timers.
we're like the commoners.
Yeah.
on the first floor, we're like the fake celebrities.
Yeah.
All the real, actual famous
Big
people
timers.
were like below us. So we had like Dermot O'Leary, Ant and Dec, Jack Whitehall. What's her name? Kind of like all the people you see on TV.
Big times.
Yeah, James Corden, like all just down below us.
Must have
And
felt good being there, bro.
yeah, it was so surreal. And Quack actually came in a matching tuxedo, which
I've seen that.
it got a bit of camera attention from people and things. It was
Nice.
quite nice. And yeah, as we were leaving, James Corden walked past with his family,
Oh.
and yeah, they were getting paparazzi to death, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you really want that life?
I don't know if I'd want it to that extent, but I do feel like, in order to make the change and positive impact I want to have on the world, if that has to come with it, then so be it. You know,
Okay.
I don't necessarily mind, because if I'm getting paparazzi to that extent,
Yes.
then it must mean that I have an influence over a substantial amount of people.
Yeah.
So then
100%.
I would be aware that, okay, I must be doing something good, right?
Yeah, that's the way you got to think about it.
Exactly.
Do you ever find yourself trying to find the next thing? So you've reached the end, you're like, "Poof,
Yeah, every single time.
keep going.
Every single day.
New
And
avenues.
yeah, and that's the thing with social media. I kind of realised, in order to grow, you need to post as much as possible. So I posted pretty much every single day for near on 6 months.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, that was just the past 6 months. I was doing it for about 9 months before that, while I was travelling, and obviously you can imagine trying to travel and make content is difficult.
Nightmare.
So I would have to sometimes turn down nights out when I'm travelling, because I focused on what I do now, right?
Yep.
And I was still in the process, so it was quite difficult to see the rewards, because I'm in the process of doing.
Yes, and you were working hard at something and trying to get good at something so you could one day get paid.
Exactly. So yeah, I suppose that's all paid off now. But yeah, a lot has got into it. You know, people don't see the posts every single day, or the editing at 1 a.m. to get a video up for 10 a.m. the next day.
Definitely not.
You know, it is just, to a lot of people, it is just, you just live your life and post on social media.
You think it's
easy.
as simple as that? And that's what sometimes people from the Isle of Man don't actually understand either.
Yeah.
They're not as exposed to that sort of thing.
Especially not the older generation.
I think that's somewhere on the Isle of Man that people can really... Like, the older generation is a niche on the Isle of Man. It's open because there isn't really many social media creators from the Isle of Man.
I know. There's a girl called Amy Kringle.
Yeah. She's big time.
Yeah, she's in the fitness CrossFit world.
Gilly.
Yeah. So I chatted to Harry Gilbert.
What was he saying?
Yeah, he's good. I don't know where he is right now, but I know he was in Greece for ages.
Just cruising around.
Yeah. I'm jealous.
So cool.
I'm jealous. I think I spoke to him as well about doing, like, meeting him somewhere in Europe and doing something, because that'll be like, especially as an Isle of Man thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Harry for genuinely like over a decade. We used to like trade match attacks at the tennis club together.
Really?
Yeah.
And now you're both just bopping about, just sort of seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's really
It's
cool,
crazy.
mate. I mean, what you're doing, Sid, is, in my mind, it's a bit bananas, a bit different with the duck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never come across anything like that before, and I'm an open-minded guy.
Yeah.
And I see what you're doing, and I think you've classed the little niche there.
Yeah.
100%, and I think that is very important.
Thank you.
And it leads in nicely. I mean, we've talked a little bit about the Isle of Man. Usually we try to talk about the Isle of Man more, but you've been everywhere, and it's hard to sort of talk about just this little place if you've been all over the place. But we do have a final question which we ask everybody.
Of course.
And that final question is, if you could improve or change one thing about the Isle of Man, what would it be and why? And take a second to have a little think, because I know that the way you feel about the Isle of Man and the support behind it does differ, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah. I think what I would say is kind of what I would improve, make more use of what we have. Right? I think we have such beautiful scenery and so much like space, and we don't really do too much with it. I mean, so if you look at town, how many people go down Strand Street or do something?
Yes.
It's kind of not too much to do for the younger generation. And I speak from experience of constantly being in places like London and Manchester like all the time. There's just so much more to do, and me and my friends will like go out in Manchester or go out in London for like just meeting up, having a walk around, or going to a few shops or whatever. There's always things to do.
What would you want for the Isle of Man then? What would you want to be able to do on the Isle of Man?
I think just more. I think a shopping centre would be cool.
Yeah.
As in like a proper one.
Yeah.
And then from that, it kind of branches out into different things. I mean, if you go to like the Arndale of Manchester, or the Trafford Centre, that's there, but all around it are an array of other things that, you know, and
you can make a day of it.
Yeah, you can make a day of things. Whereas here, it's kind of like you can do things, but they don't really take up too much of your time. And I don't know what the solution is, because, like I say, it's such a small place. But other than TT, I don't really know. Did you people kind of look at coming to the Isle of Man too much anymore? Especially,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Especially younger people.
It's so orientated around the TT.
Yeah, I think we've got such an opportunity to make it such like a cool go for like a long weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, with our FC Isle of Man, I saw it a lot. Teams would come over and then make a whole weekend of it.
Yeah,
you know, Friday to Sunday.
Yeah,
and for the younger generation, how cool would it be to have people from the UK, instead of going down to Cornwall or whatever in the summer, especially, just think, why don't we go on like a weekend to the Isle of Man? You know, just things like that.
Appealing for young people.
Yeah, and I think that's the main issue, I think. And growing up, I think it was that. It's kind of just I'd go home and play FIFA. Yeah. You know? But I think I do think the world is changing in a way where people want to do more in nature and outside and the well-being and all of that. And I think using what we have, like I say, we've got so much nature here.
Yeah.
You know,
boy.
So much outdoors.
Oh boy, do we.
Yeah. So just making things like that, just having more of it and making it more accessible, and I guess pushing that more to England.
Definitely.
The amount of people I've met that confuse us with the Isle of Wight is crazy, especially while travelling. And
it's a nightmare.
That stuck with me, because I'm like, why does everyone know the Isle of Wight but not the Isle of Man?
Literally.
You know the Isle of Man should
right next to the UK.
it should be the place where people want to go and take their kids for a little holiday or a getaway or something.
Yeah.
But or a getaway from city life.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to be that.
No, it's a great point.
I've not really met anyone that says, "Oh, I'm going on the Isle of Man on holiday."
Yeah.
Or I'm going on the Isle of Man
only for TT.
Such a TT. That's the only reason. While I was travelling, the only way people knew the Isle of Man was the TT.
Yeah.
And I think if we can use what we have to branch that out into making it more than just the TT and more appealing to a younger generation, then that would be unreal. Because
very interesting.
The economy, especially during COVID, when the TT didn't happen, I know especially football clubs, especially because of the pitches and for the camping. So the economy is just when it's not there. So don't have to rely on the TT for what we do.
Definitely
should be so much more than that.
Yeah, and if the TT goes, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, and we've got such an opportunity as an island.
100%, and people like of yourself who are doing things one day could use your influence to do something positive here in the future.
Hopefully,
who knows?
Hopefully. And I do also feel like that having it more, like I say, appealing will then also help the stigma that comes with people trying to branch out and make new companies. Because I know so many people in England, especially people that I grew up with, I went to university with and stuff, or college with, and they're trying to make their own business and everyone's supporting them. Whereas on the Isle of Man, I had it, especially when I had a few thousand followers, it is kind of like there's a pressure on you because you feel like people are just judging you for doing something different or trying to go your own way. Or
definitely.
So I feel like making it more like a big city in England to an extent would also help that.
Yeah, we don't want to be too much like the UK.
Oh, no. But what we have...
what makes the Isle of Man special.
But can I use elements of what the England has?
Integrate the positive sides of things.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's a good answer to the question, mate. I think that's a really, really positive answer. It makes people think these questions at the end, I think, and it puts ideas out there, and it's sort of a nice way to close this. Before we leave, have you got any... do you want to say anything else? Is there anything else, anyone you want to shout out? Just tell us, everyone, what your social media is called. I think it's just Sid Batty, is it?
Yeah, it's just my name, Sid Batty, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Nice.
And yeah, I think all I'd say is just don't let other people's opinions dictate the way you want to live your life, because I kind of pushed through that barrier.
Yeah.
And if I never did, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing what I love, you know. So.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Thanks very much, Sid, for
No
coming.
problem.
It's
Thanks
been
for having
a
me.
pleasure, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Herb. Yeah, man, that was good.
Yeah.